upstairs and to the right, where I do my reading and my learning and lesson. So I'm going to read all my cards then.
That's recording.
It's a recording.
You keep going.
So I will. I'm now. I have to drop my voice now because now I'm recording. I got to go into my James Earl Jones voice. I'm very happy to see you all together tonight. You all look beautiful. Not as beautiful as some of these girls. They are gorgeous. What's your problem?
Taking pictures.
Oh, all right. Take a picture. As is usual in the Lions Club, we start each meeting with a prayer. And I'm usually the guilty person with the prayer. And so I'm going to start off with a little prayer. In fact, there's nothing little about it. I have a book full of it.
Okay.
You don't have to stand or anything, but just listen. Dear Lord, we are thankful for your many blessings and for bringing us all here today. And I'm grateful. Shirley, you're not on yet. She's deaf as a stone. That doesn't mean I don't love her, you know. Hi, Shirley. Anyway, what's that? Blessings to you all. And wait a minute, I just got a call. Hello? Oh, yes, Lord. Oh, you want to talk to me personally? Yes, I understand. Yeah, well, we're almost as old as each other. That's true. Yes. Oh. Wait a minute. Are you talking to me? Oh, all right. Yeah. Oh, you don't? Oh, I see. You don't know who this is because there's a mask on. Okay, I'll take the mask off. Thanks a lot. He calls me often. Sometimes I'm too busy to answer for. Anyway, so on with the prayer. I've never had a good prayer before. I always get interrupted by something. And, no offense. All right. The good news is all these people here have been vaccinated. That's a wonderful thing, and you can feel safe, including me. I went in for a vaccination, but I don't see well. See, I don't hear well. And I went into the wrong booth. And what happened? I had a vasectomy. I mean, that's the wrong booth. And so, not that I'm chasing men now. They're gone. But it made me a different person. That's all I can say. Back to the prayer. This is your last day here. We're going to talk about faith. Faith, very important. Faith is not a certainty, it is courage. To have faith is to have courage and motivation. And that's not a certainty. It is the courage of motivation to face the travails of uncertainty of every day, and that's what we're facing now. It is said you only die once. That's true. You die once, but you live every day. And I want you to live every day and enjoy every day. This is a very momentous day for me because you're all joyous. You're all not necessarily glad to see me, but glad to see each other. That's even more important. Of course, I'm here. All right. So adopt and maintain a positive attitude. That's if I don't leave you with anything, the rest of your life should be with a positive attitude always, for everything, no matter what happens. In the face of adversity, have a positive attitude. Because, why? Because we have enough brain power to get us through any problem. Always think of that. Nobody has a brain like a person. these robots, I thought I was going to be a robot one day. I said, when I get old enough, I said, I don't turn like that. I turn like this. So anyway, that's where we are at this moment. I'm going to.
You can't get through a prayer. You keep interrupting. Get on with the prayer.
Oh, the prayer's all done. I got shot down. All right, so it's important to live every day. I told you that. Now, part two. Oh, thank you. Oh, yes. Yeah. Nowhere does it say 100. So we don't know how old I am. And in my day, they didn't record things. They said, how old is he? I don't know. Did you write it down? I didn't have a family that was religious. They didn't have a Bible where you write down the name or something. So it's a guess. I'm about 74, 75. I feel 42. And I think 30.
No.
15 to
It's
20.
lying.
But I feel wonderful, and I'm just pleased that you're all here. And I've reached what is called the metallic age. The metallic age. I have reached the metallic age, which means that I have gold in my teeth, silver in my hair, and lead in my pants. You understand I'm through with the prayer. I have a little limerick that I put together.
The Irish part.
I can't hear you.
I said this is the Irish part.
The Irish part. This is your Irish side.
The limerick. Got it?
A limerick from Ireland. No one tells you who it's in. That means I knew that before. I didn't know that before. Here we go. Mary had a little lamb. They all start that way. Mary had a little lamb. She also had COVID and the flu. So when Mary left the Lions Club, the members had it too. So if you're feeling down and out, please stay home and rest. Because we will see you when you're back and you're feeling at your best. However, if you're not sitting still, and if you're not sick and bedbound, but chasing girls all around town, girls, the ones who holler and moan and holler, and you'll do that, and Ken Kriller will find you a doll. Stand up, Ken Kriller. Our lives are an anthology. An anthology is a collection of moments, and we would be wise to cherish these moments as our best, and then savor the rest as like threads on the loom of time. Time is the Lord of all life. Time is what we're fighting all the time. So the good guys and the bad guys. The time governs life. It governs your life wherever you go, whatever you're going to do. It's governed by the time that you have. And the good news is I'm coming to the end. God blessing upon you all, good health you all. May good health follow us, and be glad that you're here alive and well. And God loves you, and so do I.
We love you, Doctor.
Thank you. Was that too long, Susan? I am for my story. Because every day that I live, something remarkable happened. Not always great. It could be a catastrophe. I never knew. But I did know that no matter what happens or what I'm confronted with, I always feel that I can handle it. I always have that innate feeling. I don't worry about anything because, forgive me for saying this, I feel I'm smart enough to handle whatever problem arises. And that's what you all have is upstairs here. This brain is the thing that gets you out of all your problems. I've been in trouble with the police, with IRS, with the Marine Corps. I was a bad guy. But if I wanted to go on leave, I just went. I had friends away from home. I was not married, and they demanded to see me. So I broke the rules a couple of times. One of the times, I was walking through the Marine Corps area. This was in North Carolina, Camp Lejeune, and I was relatively new, and I had a message in my hand to bring to another doctor, from one doctor to another. I said, I'll take that message. I'll bring it. Okay, so you have to cross the compound. I said, so what? I'll cross the compound. Now, little did I know, when you cross the compound, you just don't walk along the path because there's two guards there with guns, rifles, as we call them. We used to say, this is my rifle, this is my gun. This is for shooting, this is for fun. We don't say that anymore. You didn't hear the Marines say that. So I'm walking along, and I hear, halt. I said, whoa, somebody's in trouble. So I'm looking around, and these two Marines now, they pick up their rifles, and they're holding them, and they're walking towards me, and I'm looking to see where they're going. What am I doing? I'm only walking. I'm walking. And all the prisoners, where'd they come from? Guys are walking around with a big P on their back. I thought it meant private. What do I know? So they're walking around and they're picking up butts and they're cleaning the compound. You know, the Marine Corps, they're immaculate. I don't belong there. Everything's clean, even the beds. So I'm walking along and I hear, hold or I'll shoot. I say, oh, I got to see this. And I turn around and his rifle is pointing. I said, what the hell's the matter with you people? They're over there. Hold. All right, keep your hands up. Me? My hands up? For what? What'd I do? Not a clue. So they take me to the sergeant at arms in the jailhouse. There's a jail in Camp Lejeune for bad guys. They take me to the jail. I said, will you please tell me what my infraction was? You never walk between a guard and a prisoner. So the guards were over here, the prisoners were over there, and they're doing their work, but the guards don't get close to them. If they want to get away, they'll get shot. But I walked in the middle because it was the shortest distance. That's what I heard. So from now on, I have great respect for compounds where I see prisoners pick up trash and that was a kind of a close call. Then I had a close call. I was in a foxhole in Guadalcanal. I was also in Guadalcanal, but this was in Okinawa. I was in a foxhole with another guy. He jumped in, and he looks at my chest, and he said, oh, you got a Jewish star. Are you Jewish? I said, yes, I am. He said, well, you don't mind if I just sit close to you? He says, because, you know, I think you're going to bring good luck. I mean, because you're still alive. I said, yeah. I said, we were like the only two people in Foxhole who were breathing. The rest of us was just wiped out. And it was a terrible moment all around. But I felt a kinship with this man who loved me because he thought I was like an image of the Lord. I had a beard, you know, and I was skinny as a rail. I looked like hell, you know. My hair was hanging down here. Nobody had a haircut. And I said, you picked the right choice. And my daughter says, I went out one night with my Bowie knife. I still have it. It's, you know, It's like this. It's a Marine Corps knife, and it's designed to open cans. That's how sturdy it is. It never fails. When you want to open a can, whomp, it's open. So I always felt if I had the knife, I was invincible, which is not true, of course. A gun takes precedence over any knife. So I'm going out with the knife. At that time, I owned some property in Dorchester, and I had some gypsies who were my tenants. When I say some gypsies, 30 of them lived in one apartment. They brought mattresses, they put them on the floor. Nobody knew who was what. And they were very busy taking the plumbing apart and selling the copper. So somebody stooled on it and called me. I was living in Arlington. I got in my car, took my Bowie knife with me. I said, I'm going to tell these people who the hell they are. I went there to this apartment house, and the door was shut right in front of my face. Slam. I said, open the door. I said, I have a hand grenade. I said, I'm going to blow you and your family the hell out of the house. I said, so open the door, around 1, 2, door opens. Now this is what you call a Bowie knife. I said, it's not for opening anything except somebody's belly. I said, don't mess with me because I've got nothing to do. It's late at night and there's no cops around. I said, and I'll touch it from ear to ear. So all of the gypsies ran away. They took off. They want no part of it. They dropped my safe. They had the stove moved around. And I said, you know, there's no such thing as fear that you can't handle, not necessarily physically. I never look for a fight, but if you get into a fight, I'm with you. I'm right behind you. And there's many a fight that I've had, because when I was growing up Jewish in a Catholic neighborhood, it was really tough. And they used to call me kike and Jew and all that bad. But I used to say to myself, that's because they're stupid. Because when you're stupid, that's what happens. That's the kind of language you use, and that's the attitude that you have. So I never felt like I had to beat the hell out of them because they were just ignorant. And ignorance is the worst thing that's going to happen anyway. You know, they say ignorance is one thing, but they're stupid. So ignorance is temporary. Stupidity lasts forever. Thank you.
Anybody else feel moved to speak, or you want to wait for the next surprise?
This afternoon, we celebrate someone who is kind, loving, compassionate, smart, quick-witted, delightful, remarkable, handsome, and I couldn't read your handwriting. What did you say after handsome?
Ugly.
Keep going. Okay. So, prior to meeting Doc, I didn't know anybody who lived to be 100 years old, so this is a treat. Prior to meeting Doc, I never knew anyone who had been around so long that they had a single... What?
Whoa.
All right, I'll allow the upstairs.
Whoa. Talk about wonderful. Whew. This is a serious group. Wow. I wish I was a Marine. Yeah. Back in the day. Boy.
I am here. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Captain John Horton, and I'm the Executive Officer of Marine Corps Recruiting Station, Boston. First of all, I just want to say thank you for having myself and the Marines here today. It's not every day that myself and the young Marines over here get the opportunity to meet, and not only meet, but also be part of the recognition of such a hero, an individual who served our nation so honorably during World War II. Not only that, sir, but on behalf of the commanding officer of Recruiting Station Boston, Major Christopher Flood, I'd like to say thank you and happy birthday. And the commanding officer of 1st Marine Corps District Recruiting Station, Colonel Philip Ash, also extends his birthday wishes. I also have here today a letter from the Commandant of the Marine Corps to you, sir. With your permission, I'd like to read it out loud for all of us to hear. Dr. Vallon, on behalf of all Marines, I wish you a happy 100th birthday. This is a remarkable milestone, and I hope it offers you an opportunity to reflect fondly on a lifetime of achievements, not the least of which is your distinguished military service. The sacrifices you made and the commitment you displayed during your time in uniform and since retiring from our ranks epitomize the highest traditions and ethos of our Corps. As a young adult, you answered our nation's call and became a member of our greatest generation. Although you technically entered the service under the Navy, your completion of field medical training school and your contributions as a combat medic turned you into a Marine and earned you the title All Marines Revere, Doc. You proved your mettle repeatedly in combat, notably in Okinawa, and you experienced firsthand the true meaning of uncommon valor. Your actions in combat are a testament to your courage, patriotism, and devotion to duty. There is no doubt your generation played a vital role in shaping the warrior ethos of our Corps. Marines serving throughout the world today take great pride in carrying on the illustrious legacy of valor, discipline, and steadfast fidelity you helped forge. After leaving active duty, you clearly took the values you demonstrated as a Marine into your civilian life and instilled them into your own family. Your 42 years with the Lions Club and your impressively long career as a podiatrist show a level of commitment that would make any Marine proud. We take great pride in calling you one of our own. It is an honor and a pleasure to join your family, friends, and fellow Marines in congratulating you on 100 years of life well lived. On behalf of all Marines, I extend deepest gratitude for your service and fidelity. Happy birthday and best wishes. Semper Fidelis, David H. Berger, General, United States Marine Corps, Commandant of the Marine Corps.
Semper Fi. That was wonderful. Thank you so much. Beautiful. I'll cherish it. Thank you so much for coming. Where's that Polly in there?
Right.
That's a nice surprise. I remember this time when I was kind of little, and my dad had an office on 8 Winter Street, and that's where he'd go all day. And in Boston, downtown Boston, it was kind of the center of the universe. When we went to town, we'd go start there, use the bathroom, and then we'd go to Filey's basement or wherever else. So that was the middle. And my dad had an office on the 11th floor. And it was exciting because there was an elevator. And Jeff and I would get in the elevator to the 11th floor. It's like a full ride. And we'd get to the top, and we'd walk to the end of the hall, and there's a fire escape. You could just open the door, go up the fire escape, lean over, spit. And and it took forever for this stuff to go. It was great. So this was the office, but we didn't know before we were born. My dad was a new podiatrist, right out of the military, starting a practice, and sitting in basically nobody came, an empty office. When we got there, it was busy. We had to make an appointment. But anyway, so my dad used to tell the story, and I want him to tell it, about the whirlpool.
Yeah.
Okay? Please. You can add it for you. When you started practice, in my day, you were not allowed to have a storefront practice. It was not allowed. You had to be in an office building. On the 12th floor, who knows I'm there? How busy were they? Nobody. So I used to sit in my office all day and pretend that the phone's ringing. What do I say? Dr. Vallon? No. Dr. Vallon? No. I was practicing how to answer the phone. Speaking? No. Who's speaking? Amen. While I'm going through all this, there's a knock on my door and a man comes in, dressed to the nines, sharp business suit. You could tell he's from New York. Very smart dresser. The tie matched the suit and the shirt. And he had a little handkerchief in a corner. I said, if you blow your nose, everybody's going to know it. It's got no class. So I said, can I help you? So he says, my name is Dave Storm. This is his real name. And he's long gone, I'm sure. My name is Dave Storm, and I'm going to revolutionize your practice. I said, that'll help. So he says, oh, you have a Whirlpool bath? Yes, I have. You ever use it? I said, nobody yet. See this little bottle? It's the size of eye drops, like 2 millimeters, in a tiny bottle with a top. He said, put this in the water of your Whirlpool bath. Put this in the water. One drop. One drop is all you need. It'll foam up and it'll smell nice and your patient will be impressed. I said, that sounds good. All right, how much is that? $3.75 for a bottle that's this big. I said, I don't have $3.75. I got the 75 cents. So he left it for me as a gift. And then miraculously, a patient came in one day. Oh yeah. And I said, no, the phone rang. Phone rang, was a person. I answered the phone. This is Dr. Irving Schmelzenfaber. Yes. Yes, doctor. My wife would like to make an appointment with you. Do I understand you have a Whirlpool bath? I said, yes, sir. He says, all right. He said, my wife is you know who I am? No. I said, well, I am the superintendent of MIT, and I'm a medical doctor, and I have a PhD and an MD and all of okay. So the lady comes to my office. She's going to a wedding.
What?
She's wearing one of those big hats that goes way around.
Yes.
A white hat. She's wearing a flouncy costume. Is there somebody else who wants to talk at the same time? Okay. I can wait 2 days. No, not longer. Should I go now? Can I go to the bathroom? No, rubbish. So the lady comes in and she's dressed to the nines. She's going to a wedding. She's wearing a white organdy dress, which comes way out to the side. And I said, you want a Whirlpool bath? Oh, yes, sure. So she sits on I have a special stool. You sit on a special metal stool. You swing around, you put your feet in the water. And I said, I put a drop in the water. Nothing happened. No foam, no odor, nothing. I said, that's funny. I'll just empty this. Now, if you may not remember the day, but there was a day when there was no concentrate. Today, everything is concentrated. Concentrated water, concentrated liquor, concentrated soap, everything is concentrated. There was no concentrated anything. This was the first concentrate that I ever encountered. So I emptied this bottle into the Whirlpool bath, and whoa! Then things started to happen. It was like Merlin's magic. And I heard sound, boom, 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 boom. It was like a volcano, and it's a metal tub. It's this high. It's filled with water, and it's now starting to bubble up and make sounds, lum, 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 making all these sounds. rumbling, and water is rising. Now the water is gone, and only foam is on the top. And the foam keeps rising. And I'm, remember, stay cool? I'm cool. So the foam is now up to her knees. I figure if it goes up to her dress, I'm cooked. So I'll pick up the foam, casual. I'll open the window in 12th floor. Honest to God, I pick up the foam in two hands, and like that. And I couldn't even see where it was going. Turned around, like that. I found the window, threw it out the window. I threw it. Now it was like a cloud. People thought it was going to rain. All of a sudden, Winter Street got dark. This cloud is floating by, and people say, "It's going to rain." Then another one. And I turn around. I no sooner turn around. There's two more. I said, "Don't panic. Don't." I know. I'll turn off the machine. I turn off the machine too late because the machine got the message. Reduce foam. Now the foam is coming in a pyramid. It takes different shapes. I pick up the pyramid and I'm holding it like that. Try to pick up foam. It's very different. I pick it up like this and I'm playing around. And she said, "Is my dress going to get wet?" I said, "Yeah." How can you get dressed wet? I threw that one out the way. Now it's getting cloudy on Winter Street because it's flooring. And there was Winter Street is a narrow street, and the wind goes through that street like it's a channel for it. And it's picked up the foam and it's whipping along. One foam went this way, another one. Now I'm deciding. I said, "No, if I get panicky, guess who?" So she said, "Oh my God, my dress is getting wet." I said, "It means nothing." I said, "I'll just." She said, "Take me out of here." I can't get her out. She's slightly overweight. So I said, "Can I pick up your feet?" Well, now I don't want to get intimate. I don't want to put my hands in the same water with her, up to her knees, especially her knees. I can't find her knees. I didn't know if she had any. So I'm looking. Oh, there's no knees here. I might as well do what I can. And I pick up another foam. At that time, the wind picked up. The wind picked up, and I had my windows open, and I opened the fire escape doors in case of an emergency, and that left in more gusts of wind. And guess what happened next? My Venetian blinds blew off. They detached themselves from the hook and danced right out the window. So I have this total Venetian blind with like as big as this window, and it's going down Winter Street. And it's like it was like a kite. And I'm watching it. So I said, if I stick my head out the window, they'll know it's my office. So the first thing is to shut the window. But then the other blind is waving it. So I said, what the hell? I got two blind, I might as well get rid of both of them. Because if they see one and they come up here and say, "Oh, you're not," no, I'll get rid of both. I open the window. So this one ended up in Filene's window. Right? The store, the big store called Filene's, it went right into their window and smashed it. At that time I said, I better close the window. I said, I'm in big trouble everywhere. Everybody's going to hate me now. So I forgot all about my patient who's now up to here. I want to go home. I said, you can't go home. I can't find you. So I emptied more of it. So my sink is blocked up now, up to here. I'm throwing everything in the sink. I threw her purse in the sink because I didn't know what the hell it was. She had a cute little purse that they wear. It was this big. So it blocked up my sink. So when I was picking up more foam and putting it in the sink, it wasn't going down because the pocketbook was there. So this was a total disaster. And I said, that's funny. The guy told me to put in just one drop. I put in 4. So 4 times 1, 44. So I said, I did something wrong. Now the lady, she's now screaming. and I'm trying to imitate a scream. She was screaming, "Let me out of here! Help me! Help me! Let me out! Call my husband!" I said, "Your husband's not going to help you here. He can't help me. He can pick up phone, put it out the window." I said, "Give me your husband's cell phone." I said, everybody helps. So she said, no, never mind. No, there was no 911. She said, "Well, call the fire department." I said, "Good idea." I said, "I'm going to call the fire department. I have to call from the outside because my phone is wet." So now I'm walking out, trying to walk out of the office, and I am knee deep in foam. My pants are soaking wet. I look like I wet my pants twice, once for each leg. And I'm walking along, and my shoes are going whoosh, whoosh. I said, "And my shoes?" So I got outside. I didn't make the phone call. I couldn't get out of my own door. So I said to the lady, "Don't worry," I said, "I'll take care of everything." And I said, "And just send me the bill and I'll pay for your dress." I said, "So don't worry about it." "I don't want your damn money." She said, "I have to go to a wedding this afternoon in 20 minutes. I said calmly, "You'll never make it." You're never going to make that, lady. Nice try. Not going to happen.
One, two, no, three. No.
I have trouble with that.
You gotta aim.
Come up and share the cake. No, we have to get the cake. And then we have to get a little bit of Prosecco just for
Feet is a nice touch.
Oh, I love this.
I mean, that you won't be home. Happy birthday.